Hi, my name is Venna. I'm originally from Rare, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Papua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Makanisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I love listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, PNG threatens to cut trade ties. Obesity increasing among school students. And search continues for new Nausori hospital site.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
A trade impasse between Fiji and Papua New Guinea looms yet again after PNG's Trade Minister Richard Maru reportedly filed a submission to sever all Fijian imports. However, PNG Prime Minister Peter O'Neill says it's a misunderstanding that can be sorted. Maggie Boyle reports.
It's a misunderstanding that has spilled over as while PNG is an important trade partner, Fiji will ensure its biosecurity measures are upheld.
Biosecurity, our biosecurity authority is the competent authority with respect to these things. It's a critical part of trade, and we rely on their reports, etc. when it comes to. So they did their desktop risk assessment with respect to these items.
And while news media in PNG have reported on a formal submission to ban Fijian imports, their head of government believes the matter will be sorted.
There's some misunderstandings about which products qualify to come to each of our countries, but what we want to eventually end up doing is free trade between our countries and also MSG countries.
Koya adds they've yet to receive any formal complaint from the PNG government.
It's an issue that they've brought up. It just needs to be resolved. We haven't received any official notification, of course, but it'll be resolved.
If PNG were to ban Fijian imports, the economic loss would be significant, given the trade with one of the Pacific's biggest economies is worth an estimated $100 million in revenue. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
24% or 1/4 of students in Fiji are overweight. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says a study of over 6,000 secondary school students found obesity is increasing. Edwin Nund reports.
The Education Ministry describes students' need for junk food as an addiction.
Many of our children are addicted to junk food. They rely on soft drinks, and extra salty, sugary and oily food for their lunch and refreshments.
Dr. Mahendra Reddy revealed obesity has led to students falling sick more frequently and missing out on classes, and in the long term, they're at risk of contracting diseases such as diabetes.
There are many children who give away or put aside their food parcels from home and instead consume junk food and soft drinks purchased from school canteen. We have found out from parents that sometimes the children insist on not taking their lunch from home but force for more pocket money.
Opposition MPs have suggested healthy eating practices need to be promoted further.
Kids at home, parents at home, their affordability, are they able to buy fruits? What are the basic food items, things that we may not consider basic needs?
To recommend to government, this could be built into the school curriculum instead of being a standalone item, especially on the promotion of health in schools.
The Education Ministry already has a policy on canteen food which bans deep-fried foods, high sugar content junk food, sugar-sweetened drinks and uncooked noodles. Edwin Nund, FBC News.
A new site is being sought to relocate the Nausori hospital. The initial plan was to build a new 55-bed hospital at Vunivivi Hill outside Nausori town with $2 million allocated last year. Pranita Prakash has more.
The current Nausori hospital isn't big enough anymore due to the huge growth in population.
Madam Speaker, in order to meet the healthcare needs of that growing population and the thriving local economy, it was decided that a larger 80-bed hospital would be needed, and planning went ahead on that basis. That planning process, however, determined that the original site could not accommodate a larger hospital designed to provide the required 80 beds.
Nausori Hospital caters for patients from provinces of Rewa, Naitasiri and Talevu. Questions were also raised from the opposition on whether a new site has been chosen.
The particular program was in the 2016 budget and nothing has started, and probably what can be done now, or what are the assurances can the minister give?
Yes, we are currently looking at alternative sites, but at the moment we haven't fixed a particular site for that.
There is no time frame for when a new hospital will be built, but for those relying on this hospital have access to the Nausori Health Centre, the Wainabokasi Health Centre and the Mokani Health Centre in the meantime. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
2,146 cases seeking compensation are pending with the Ministry of Employment. Minister Choneo Sumate advised Parliament this morning that 20 labour officers have been recruited and trained and more than 200 doctors contracted to assist in these cases.
Of the pending compensation claims, 319 relate to deaths at the workplace, while more than 1,800 are injuries.
The assessments are done only by those who have been trained in how to use the code. So around the world there are special codes that have been developed on how you assess occupational injuries and occupational deaths.
Usamate also says employers are responsible to report any injury or death at the workplace.
And what measures has the ministries undertaken to ensure efficient disposal of these cases?
Once these cases have been reported to the ministry, then we have staff who will go and investigate to determine what has been the cause of the injury or the death. And then these investigation reports are given to the medical assessors that I was talking about earlier on to do the assessments. Once these medical reports are received, claims are then calculated based on the percentage of the injury, and these are then forwarded to the employers to effect payment.
In an effort to support workers and families, labour officers now have the power to demand information from employees to allow cases to proceed. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
A former Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption officer appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court facing corruption-related charges. 40-year-old Piniasi Mulaulau is charged with 3 counts of obtaining financial advantage by deception and 3 counts of serious computer offence. It's alleged Mulaulau took $800 from Wan Chosai Mbaini Vanua last November, promising overseas travel, which he failed to honour. He then allegedly obtained $1,500 from one Luke Masirewa and from one Colinio Nakarawa in December. Mulaulau then allegedly modified electronic airplane tickets under his name, changing it to that of the 3 men. He is on bail. Still ahead, legal battle between FRA and MWH continues, and potato farming to become self-sufficient.
हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्टन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरा में रहता है, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Roads Authority has informed the Suva High Court that MWH New Zealand has not supplied all the relevant documents it demanded when their contract was terminated in September. Lawyer Davinesh Sharma says the FRA wants to scrutinise every single document to see what work was carried out. Shireen Shivan reports.
The FRA last year filed a summon in court seeking the return of all contractual documents from MWH New Zealand. These even include diary notes and timesheets. MWH New Zealand Limited lawyer Pullau claims the FRA is going beyond the contractual documents relating to those parties. However, FRA argues it needs these documents because it relates to the work that was carried out. FRA's contract with MWH New Zealand Limited was terminated in September, with the contractor required to return all documents and information from January 2012. The matter will be recalled on March 29th. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
Fiji continues to take the lead in trying to reverse the degrading of the Pacific seas in the lead-up to the UN Oceans Conference in New York. Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama says the region needs to take a united stand in the global fight to salvage our oceans. At the end of last week's Pacific Regional Preparatory Meeting on the UN Ocean Conference, Bainimarama said 10 strategic benchmarks were realized. He was responding to a question in Parliament today.
And we must formulate a joint declaration by Pacific Island countries and territories to work towards stronger, more efficient ocean governance. We must implement actions for a cleaner Pacific at all levels, and call for global action to reduce plastics in all forms of pollution by 2025.
No legal action can be taken by government regarding Ashneil Singh's death in October 2015. The Prime Minister says Singh died in a road accident which involved a South African diplomat who later passed away in his homeland after leaving Fiji.
His diplomatic immunity prevented any investigation of the incident from moving forward, as the South African government has not waived his diplomatic immunity. As a result, the facts of the case remain unclear. While we would have hoped the South African government would have waived immunity and allowed for a thorough investigation, that has not happened.
Agriculture Minister Nausori Ratu has told Parliament that potato farming has shown positive results over the last 7 years. Serratu says the Red Pontiac breed grows well in Fiji under and has good storage time as seedlings for the new planting season. He says the ministry plans to make the potato farming sector self-sufficient.
We cannot afford to continue to rely on New Zealand, and we cannot continue to rely on Australia to provide us with imported seeds for planting materials, Madam Speaker.
45 years after its establishment, the Fiji Public Service Credit Union has now opened an office in Lambasa, bringing its services closer to its 1,000-plus members in the Northern Division. Eleanor Rangaivu reports the union is also investing in other properties and businesses.
The Fiji Public Service Credit Union is opening up new offices in the divisions to cater for its growing membership.
Last 24 months, we had only just over 1,000 members. But we have managed to work on getting in new members, and that's why we've now gone over 6,000 in total membership as at the end of January. I think it's the improvement in service, quality of service, and the fact that we are now more transparent.
The Northern Division alone has over 1,000 membership, and the union is optimistic the number will grow with the opening of this new office building.
We will have people on the ground doing the marketing and awareness, and hopefully we will have a lot of people come to know of the existence of the credit union and the kind of service we offer that will be good for them.
Deputy Chair Chalekunawalu adds the credit union has also diversified and invested in other businesses.
We are all proud to be part of this initiative by seeing our credit union extended its core functions to other businesses like investment into building construction.
The new office building located at Bakamasuswa Industrial Subdivision will also house a Scarfworks building solution, an investment arm of the credit union. Eleanor Rangaivu, FBC News.
And later on in sports, Jamie has details on super lightweight boxer Sebastian Singh, who wants another international fight after a knockout win over the weekend. But first, business with Rachel.
Yes, Jackie, coming up in business tonight. SPTO targets Europe for new visitors. And in growing Fiji, local business strives on road projects. Stay with us.
I'm Rafnil from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Bedler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Rugby, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasalai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from Lapasa. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Nausori and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In business tonight, the South Pacific Tourism Organization is turning its attention to Europe to attract more tourists. Meet the Pacific is an event to create a platform for travel agents, wholesalers, tour operators, hotels and airlines to meet with key European tour operators. Pranita Prakash has more.
Europe is the third largest source market for the Pacific Islands. While total visitor arrivals to the Pacific have been around 177,000, only 31 of these come into Fiji.
One of our key objectives here is for us to increase the traffic or the traffic out of Europe, so to increase more travelers out of Europe. It's a long-haul market, and for us, we also find that it's also one of the markets that has been consistent for the Pacific Islands and for Fiji.
Minister for Tourism Fayaz Koya says Europe is an emerging market which needs to be captured in the marketing campaigns.
But it's a growing market for us, not as obviously not as big as Australia and New Zealand. Growing market for us, and more, we'll probably be doing a whole lot more in that area also, specifically because of Fiji Airways connection via Singapore.
Meet the Pacific is an annual event which attracts thousands of participants and experts mainly from the European travel and tourism industry. There has been a 1.9% increase in terms of visitor arrivals from Europe in the last 3 years. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Fiji Women in Business today signed a partnership with the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation to encourage more women to grow in terms of business. WIB Vice President Jody Chang says having FBC's massive audience reach will help promote their organization and inform women of success stories.
To promote more people, more women in Fiji to put their hand up and recognize themselves, and to encourage other women to fill out the application form and start being recognized in Fiji for their success.
Being the biggest media and also the #1 media in the country, that gives more awareness in terms of women in business, what they're trying to achieve and stuff. There's more awareness created among all women in our society.
And now with a look at last week's action on the South Pacific Stock Exchange, here's Elizabeth from HFC Bank.
Thanks, Rachel. Looking at our stock market activity last week, Amalgamated Telecom Holdings, or ATH shares, gained a further 1 cent and concluded the week at a new all-time high share price of $1.32. Freebird Institute Limited, or FBL shares, also continued their rising trend and gained a further 5 cents to close the week at $2.30. Consequent to the share price gains recorded by ATH and FBL shares, the overall market capitalization increased by 0.32% and concluded the week at a value of $1.35 billion. The SPSC Total Return Index posted a gain of 0.99% to conclude at a value of 3,271.18 after seeing capital gains as well as dividend returns generated by FBL, ATH and Communications Fiji Limited. Finally, 5 new first-time investors were recorded on the SPSC last week. And that's the wrap from our local stock market, Rachel.
Thanks, Elizabeth. On to today's exchange rates. The Chinese yuan and the American dollar weakened against our dollar to close at 3.27 and 47 cents respectively. Closer to home, the Australian and New Zealand dollar strengthened, closing at 61 and 66 cents respectively, and the PNG kina rose slightly to close at 131. On to the commodities market, oil prices dropped slightly to close at 48.78 a barrel, while gold and silver rose slightly. Gold closed at 1,226 an ounce and silver at 17.32 an ounce. In growing Fiji tonight, a local company based in the Western Division has been able to capitalize on Fiji's growing economy for the last few years. Flame Tree Development is a civil engineering company playing a key role in roadwork and other projects in Fiji. Alan Stolz has more.
The Fijian-owned company employs 120 staff, and General Manager Andrew Naylor says Fiji's economy is booming.
Certainly since the election, Fiji's just boomed. It's quite phenomenal how much work's going on. Certainly a lot of it's Chinese coming in, a lot of Chinese development, and we tend to head with them on some projects. Sometimes we don't get a look in, sometimes we can do quite well. Particularly this year, we've noticed there's a significant amount of tender work coming out.
The company's quarries in Saru, Lautoka and Suva manufacture and supply the full range of products for a wide variety of projects, ranging from small residence to large commercial development and massive aid-funded road projects. Initially working on resort golf courses developments, the company then had a change of direction after the global financial crisis and began to look into new areas of growth.
Section for Higgins in Nandi, so that went very well for us, and we've got a lot of capability, a lot of capacity now to take on more of that work. I think over the next couple of years we'll see the main contractors, Higgins and Fulton Hogan Highways, start to move aside and some of the local companies take over some of that work.
Flame Tree's success comes down to continuously exploring new growth opportunities which allow it to expand, especially if it pushes local businesses to the forefront of development in Fiji. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk. Now we join Jamie with the latest in sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. Former players spotted in Fiji's Sevens camp. And excitement builds for Mara Sevens this weekend. This and more coming up.
Warong na Radio Fiji. Bulan na rango pina wa korabiri nandi au talitaka na warongo na Radio Fiji na programa ni masmasu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurina bila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe do talitakini na warongo na Radio Fiji kenya na domoi viti.
Na Radio Fiji na domoi viti na bonga ni vienan.
Piutuai Sake Katunimbao and Donisio Ratumbuli are believed to have joined the extended Vodafone Fiji Sevens team preparing for the Hong Kong and Singapore tournaments. The former reps who were regulars in the last two seasons were spotted at the team's training session at the Vodafone Arena in Suva today. Also returning to the squad is Tasa Viramalua, who missed the last two tournaments due to family commitments. Coach Gareth Beba is expected to name his squad at the end of this month for the Hong Kong tournament, which runs from the 7th to the 9th of April. Draws for the Fiji Beta Mara Sevens will be released on Thursday. The first 8 pools for the tournament was drawn today, with another 8 pools to be announced tomorrow. Vasnil Prasad has more.
Double blue. With only 3 days remaining, the first set of Mari Sevens pools was announced today. 32 teams will take part in the cup competition, playing 2 sets of eliminations before qualifying to the quarterfinals.
Top 32 teams playing off in the first elimination, which is on Friday evening. And the second round of eliminations will see the top 16 teams play on Saturday morning at the NZ Stadium.
Another 8 pools will be drawn tomorrow, while the oldies and women pools will be finalized on Wednesday.
On Wednesday we'll be announcing the oldies and the women's pools, and then on Thursday we'll be releasing the draws.
The tickets for the 2-day tournament goes on sale from tomorrow.
$7 flat for day 1. You get to sit in the comfort of the grandstand or the embankment or the ground on day 1. And on day 2, we've dropped the ticket prices even further. $5 for the ground and embankment, and the stadium is at $15. Grandstand is at $15.
Meanwhile, Pacific Energy came on board and sponsored $5,000 worth of fuel.
This is the 6th year that Pacific Energy has sponsored the Murray Sevens rugby tournament.
Murray Sevens will be held on Friday and Saturday at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Covenant Brothers may be underdogs at the Mara Sevens this weekend, but the side has a secret weapon. The team, which only reached the second elimination round last year, is targeting the cup final this time around, and they hope to do so with the help of its coach, Fiji Sevens skipper Sea Kolinisau. Militavanga reports.
The Covenant Brothers Sevens team is fully aware of what to expect in the Murray Sevens this weekend.
A lot of hill sprints and endurance for the last week, so I just joined them last week when I came, trying to play my part in sharing the experience with the boys.
Coach Sea Kolinisau says they're working on polishing their performance and getting used to the new rugby rules.
So this week we're just doing final touches on our kickoffs and our set pieces, trying to get things right and trying to get our defense shape right.
Both young and experienced players melded together during training.
It's been very easy working together, a mix of young and old players all together. It's been a teamwork all through.
The main objective is to do our best, try to reach the finals.
The Covenant Brothers Sevens team doesn't regularly compete in any other Sevens tournament, but the Murray Sevens have always been the Sevens tournament they look up to as a real test. Meli Tabanga, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Super Stallions Sevens Club is looking forward to take on the big teams at the Fiji Better Maris tournament. The club, which defeated Hideaway Hurricanes 15-12 in the Shield final last year, is made up of Nandranga youth now residing in Suva. Team management says they're aiming higher this year in hopes to topple some of the bigger clubs.
Go up one step to end up in the main cup quarterfinals. And our target this year is to win the first game.
New Zealand football has suffered a major blow ahead of its World Cup Stage 3 qualifier against Fiji this Saturday. In Nandi over the weekend, Sebastian Singh knocked out Thailand's Runayat Bunraska in the 6th round to become the Asia-Pacific super lightweight title holder and remain undefeated in Fiji. The 23-year-old has big dreams as a professional boxer and says this is just the start of greater fight ahead. Rohit Deo reports.
Sebastian Singh was the favourite in front of home fans, and it took him less than 6 rounds to get the job done. Singh says this is the beginning of many more things to come.
The task is not completed. This is just the beginning. Me and my team, we worked really hard for this fight. We also trained abroad, as everybody knows. And this is just the beginning of, this is nothing really big to the team. We are looking to climb greater heights.
The Suva-based boxer says he is ready to fight Junior Farzan Ali anytime, a fight anticipated by many fans.
Probably we look for bigger titles, look for bigger fights. And the fight everybody wants to see, Junior Farzan, he knows where the promoter is, he knows where to sign the contract. Team Sniper, we don't fear him.
Promoter Ben Mudliar has promised to bring more title fights to Fiji.
And after this, we'll go IBO and world title. It's going to all happen in Fiji. And it doesn't matter win or lose, but I'll bring this joy of boxing in Fiji.
Singh is now ranked 386th in the world. He has 10 fights under his belt and has won 8 of them, 5 by knockout. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
And to our play of the day, golfer Zach Johnson towards the bottom of the Arnold Palmer Invitational scoreboard provided one of the highlights of the tournament somewhat unintentionally. The American managed to find the bottom of the cup thanks to a well-timed ricochet off another ball. And that's it from sports. Join Angie later on with your weather update. Stay with us.
Warong na Radio Fiji 1. Bula na rango Fina wa Koraviri Nandi, au talitaka na warongo na Radio Fiji 1 na programa ni masmasu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai Bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe do talitakini na warongo na Radio Fiji 1 kini na domoi viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na domoi viti na vonga ni BNN.
In its latest update, the Facebook Messenger app now allows users to send a selfie as a message to a group of people where it will be pinned to the top of their Messenger feed as a message for the day. The very latest in weather from Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It's Monday, and Mondays are like mini New Year's Eves that we get to celebrate every week. A new week means a fresh start, new opportunities, and new goals. And to make the most of your Monday, have it, tackle things, and always remember to smile, just like the sun did today in most areas of Fiji. Now let's check out what the day was like in the West. It was all sunny with temps hitting 32 in most centres. Brief showers can be expected by tonight. Eastwards from Pekhawe to Suva, the skies were all clear and it was quite windy as well. Few showers can be also expected later tonight. And up in Vanuatu, the day started off with showers and a few thunderstorms. Lambasa was very cool at 25 degrees, while Savu Savu rose a degree higher at 26. At sea, southeast winds gusting up to 40 knots with rough to very rough seas. And for our fishing fanatics, the next high tide tomorrow morning is at 12:49 with a low tide at 6:44. And for those that want to watch the beauty of sunrise, it will be at 6:10. For tomorrow, it will be a pretty clear day until we get to the evening phase where rain will wait for us. Tomorrow's temps, Nandi and Lautoka will once again be dominated by heat with highs of 31 and lows of 22. And looking further on to Wednesday, it will be a clear day in the daytime, but as evening approaches, showers are likely. And that, Jackie, is FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we ask, should anonymous postings continue to be allowed on social media?
Social media, use it wisely, don't overuse it.
I don't think so, because Facebook is a place where it's a social media, it's not a place where you criticize someone.
It's a right of the people that they can post anything in social media, but into such level that not to create harm to people.
No, it's a bad thing. They should put their real name so that we can know who is the real man inside there.
No, because they should be held responsible for what they say.
No, I don't think so. It should be allowed on social media because sometimes it's not true.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, a 7-year-old boy who was paralyzed after a car accident last year has recovered well. His ability to walk may have been taken, but it hasn't taken his spirit. Absolutely amazing. Recapping the main stories for tonight, PNG threatens to cut trade ties, obesity increasing among school students, and search continues for new Nausori hospital site. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, and first the results from last week, we asked, do you understand your tax obligations? 70% said yes. This week we are asking, should fake profiles be allowed on social media? Visit our FPC website to answer. Before we go, tonight's shot of the day was sent by Devon Papile of Votulevu Nandi, another beautiful Fijian sunset. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. Or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, from the team and I, good night.
कमल रोशनी है, हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.